Jennifer Vatsa from Belladonna's Botanicals. And tonight, I had some messages come through from the Morrigan. I was in the middle of a conversation with a friend of mine. The Morrigan likes to do this. She'll just kind of interject at times when I'm in the middle of a conversation with a friend. This is at least the third or fourth time she's done this. And the message here was, be careful whom you follow. Fools follow the Pied Pipers into the land of fire, expecting not to get burned, but pushed into the flames as sacrificial lambs, who think that they are gods being led to the slaughter. We'd weep for you, but you are just thinning the chaff for the dark goddess to rise, watching, waiting, falling towards apotheosis, and failing to reason that you followed the fool off the cliff like a lemming. Fly now, birdies. The crow and carrion feeders are here to feast on your remains. We are the Morrigan. We speak as one. You fail as many. I had to copy it because this was in a conversation in Facebook Messenger. So I just had to copy it to print it out and stick it in my handy dandy book of miscellaneous things. It's interesting when that happens. I'm just gonna give a little bit of my thoughts on this. It'll just be kind of like I'm blah, 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 chatting away, and then suddenly, and that's when the messages come through. So, I think this message is one that needs to be heard far and wide right now. A lot of what I'm seeing is honestly, I don't even have a good word for it. I'd have to combine some words for it. It's mind-boggling, terrifying, concerning. You know, not stuff that I don't know. I'm honestly at a point where I am, this is me professional talking about, being someone professional in the occult realm as a business owner, as a content creator. And I've severed ties with a lot of people, whether they realize it or not is another story. Because I don't claim that energy. And I don't want to be associated with it. And I realized that in the left-hand path and black magic, that there's maybe, okay, I'm just gonna say it this way, don't fucking do magic on me or for me, even if it's something beneficial. I want no part of that. Ask my consent. Otherwise, you're violating my consent, and F you for doing so. I have trusted people I work with, vetted people I work with, for energy work, Reiki, astral work, things like that. I have people I work with. I don't need other people's chaotic, toxic energy affecting my life. And that is how I feel. I'm not going to be like, oh, you're having a bad day, and let me send you some Reiki energy, and not tell you I'm going to do that, or ask permission for it. Because you're violating people's autonomy, even if it's good, for something, or for something you perceive as good, where I may not. Or I may not want your energy intermingled with mine. And I've gone through great lengths to cut those energetic and etheric cords. And if I've unfriended anyone or unfollowed or unsubbed people, oh well, I don't want any part of that. Unless it was accidental, because, sometimes shit happens. But I honestly, looking at the left-hand path community right now, I can't even say it's a shit show anymore. It's an explosive diarrhea bonanza at this point. It's a day of the weekend or ending in Y, so of course it is. But I think the Morrigan's right. Be careful who you follow. because you may be following, you may think you're in control, you may think you see, but once you truly see, once those masks are off, once the glamour magic fades, you are looking at some really toxic ugliness that is only purpose is to destroy everything around them, including you. And I don't want to see that happen. Not on my watch. So think, reason, ask advice. Be like, hey, I have a vetted list. If I have clients come to me that are looking for spell work or energy work or things that are just beyond my wheelhouse or capabilities, just because of my physical limitations at times, I have a vetted list of people I will send them to because I've worked with them before. And there's people I've worked with before and I will never fucking work with them again. Live and let learn. I mean, there was a point in time at which I entered the community and I would say I was young and naive, but I was just naive because I'm old. But I'm also being neurodivergent. Sometimes I have trouble reading social cues. And I take things as face value of what you're telling me. And I don't want to see people get hurt, like really hurt, not just butt hurt, not just offended, not just, part of the drama-rama. You fail as many. That's what the Morrigan says when you follow these false prophets and Pied Pipers into the fire. You're not going to come out of it unscathed. And I will say this, a chosen one or ones never has to announce that they're a chosen one. And if they are, that's ego. That's ego projection. It's often the ego projection of addiction. I spent 15 to 17 years married to an alcoholic addict. You're not fooling me and you're not hiding me. And honeys, I know what meth looks like. I've done a lot of it myself. I know what the drugs look like. You could probably line up someone high on something different and I could pretty much point out who's done what and how much from experience. So, and I am not poo-pooing drug use. I partake of things and whatnot, but it's not my life. My life isn't to live for drugs and being high all the time. And I realize there's a spiritual component to some of these different drugs. I know when I do like the edible stuff from the medical marijuana, or when I do my ketamine treatments or amanita gummies, that there's a spiritual component to it, but I am not going to do that every night. Because I kind of have a job. I run a business. I have a job to do. If I was getting high every night, I don't think I'd ever remember to send out anyone's orders. Or you'd be getting some weird shit in the mail. It's like, here's a shoelace, some toothpicks, 3 things you ordered, and a Twix bar. I just see this community is falling apart faster and it's been rapid accelerating in the past month. And I know I've probably alluded to it and talked about it before, and a lot of the messages that I'm getting coming through from the dark goddesses, they are not happy and they are not having it. And the Morrigan is not one to mince words, so I will repeat what she said. Be careful whom you follow. Fools follow the Pied Pipers into the land of fire, expecting not to get burned. But they are pushed into the flames as sacrificial lambs, who think that they are gods, but are being led to the slaughter. We'd weep for you, but you're thinning the chaff for the dark goddesses to rise. watching, waiting, falling towards apotheosis, and failing to reason that you followed the fool off the cliff like a lemming. Fly now, birdies. The crow and carrion feeders are here to feast on your remains. We are the Morrigan. We speak as one. You fail as many. I got chocolate on my thumb. So I'm just bringing you the messages that are coming through. That one was pretty potent tonight and came through like a ton of bricks. So I'm kind of feeling a little of that. It's like a channeling hangover because something kind of like poked into your brain and was like, hey, I'm really hungry. I'm getting chocolate everywhere. Anyways, I will be back with more messages, I'm sure. More video content. Because it's really my mission to lead by example, to not create an army of followers, to create people who can lead on their own, and we lead together. Like the dark goddesses, speaking as one, leading as one. We can all do this. It's not beyond the realm of capability. But don't follow blindly. Don't follow because someone's popular. Someone's got a lot of subs on their count. Don't follow because other people are following. Question everything. Question me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's the generation I was born into. Maybe it was just my general curiosity and pissant nature. I want to know. I want to have reasons for things. You can't just tell me because I said so, or that's the way it is, and expect me to be like, okay. Anyways, I will talk to you again soon. I love you all. Be well.